Welcome to Litbit channel. Today we will see comedy and overview summary. Let's we see what is comedy. Comedy is a form of artistic expression that aims to entertain and amuse us through humor and light-hearted amusement. It often involves a situation, characters, or events that evoke laughter by highlighting absurdities or exaggerations, serving as a reflection of societal norms and behaviors. So, how do we define comedy? Comedy is a dramatic work or performance that seeks to entertain and amuse its audience, often by exaggerating human follies, absurdities, and societal conversation. Let me see origin of comedy. Comedy has been around since ancient times with its root in Greek drama. The word of Aristophanes, Plato, and Terence are considered some of the earliest examples of comedic writing. Let's talk about some of the pioneer of comedy. Aristophanes was known for his plays like Lysistrata, which used humor to critique social and political issues in Athens. Plato and Terence were Roman playwrights who adapted Greek comedic traditions and created works like Miles Glorious and Andrea. Molière was a French playwright who criticized the hypocrisy of society with sharp wit and humor. And of course, Shakespeare is famous for his comedies like Midsummer Night's Dreams and Twelfth Night. And of course, Shakespeare is famous for his comedies like Midsummer Night Dreams and Twelfth Night. And Ben Jonson, an English playwright known for his satirical comedies like Whalebone and The Alchemist, which humorously expose the flaws of human nature and society. Now let's talk about the two important followers of comedy theories, George Meredith and Henry Bergson. George Meredith, in his ideas of comedy, he emphasized that comedy appeals to intellect and is a tool for criticizing societal issues. Henry Bergson's his works on laughter argued that comedy is corrective and appeals to pure intelligence, seeking to align individuals with social norms. So, what are some common features of comedy? Exaggeration is a key element. These characters or situations are over the top and ridiculous. Mistaken identity is another common feature, often leading to comedic situation. Social commentary is also a key aspect of comedy, where it serves as a critique of social norms, behaviors, or individuals. And finally, most comedies have a happy ending where conflicts are resolved and social order is restored. What are some characteristics of comedy? Humor is central to comedy, whether it is through wordplay, slapstick, or situational comedy. Absurdity is also a key element, often featuring illogical and irrational sceneries. Comedy plays has a light-hearted tone, focusing on amusement and joy rather than sorrow. And finally, comedies often features relatable characters using familiar social situation or types of people to evoke laughter. Let's talk about some famous comedies and their authors. William Shakespeare is known for his numerous comedies, including Much Ado About Nothing, As You Like It, and The Tempest. Molière is famous for Tartuffe and Misanthrope. Aristophanes is known for satiric plays like The Clouds and Strata. Now let's discuss some views on comedy. First one, George Meredith. In his work, The Ideal of Comedy, emphasizing the comedy appeals to our intellect. He believed that comedy is a tool for criticizing societal issues, helping us to thinking critically about the world around us. Henry Bergson, on the other hand, had a slightly different view. In his work on laughter, he argued that comedy is corrective. According to Bergson, comedy laughs at individuals who deviate from societal norms, aims to realign their social ridicule. Bergson's view on comedy. Bergson believed that comedy should not be sympathetic or kind. Instead, it should be impersonal and corrective, helping individuals to conform to societal norms. Criticism of Bergson's view. However, Bergson's view of comedy has been criticized for being too narrow. Social corrections overlooks the pleasures and relief that comedy can bring. Limitation of Bergson theory. Bergson theory also fails to account for the warmth and affections found in comic character. In many comedies, characters are meant to be cherished and loved rather than corrected. Bergson's narrow view of comedy neglects these important aspects of comic storytelling. In conclusion part, George Meredith and Henry Bergson were two important thinkers who contributed to our understanding of comedy. While Bergson's view of comedy as corrective force is helpful, it has limitations. By recognizing these limitations, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of comedy and its role in our lives. Let's recall this chapter. Who were the great writers of comedy in ancient time? Aristophanes, Plato, and Terence. What is the general view of comedy according to scholars? Comedy is often seen as mere amusement, offering relief and laughter from life's serious moment. What is Aristotle's view of comedy? Aristotle says comedy shows characters that are worse than average, not morally bad, but funny and ridiculous. Aristotle means by the ridiculous in comedy. The ridiculous is a type of ugliness that makes us laugh without causing harm or pain. What is George Meredith's views of comedy in the idea of comedy? Meredith believes comedy should focus on society flaws using humor to expose and criticize them. How does Meredith describe the laughter in pure or high comedy? The laugher in high comedy is polite, impersonal, and more like a smile than mockery. Then, what does Meredith think about Shakespearean comedy? Meredith prizes Shakespeare's ability to combine laughter from both heart and mind, but he limits his own ideas of comedy. What is Bergson's views on the nature of laughter in comedy? Bergson says comedy laughter targets social deviation and is not kind but corrective. What is the main purpose of comedy according to Bergson? To correct social deviations by laughing at strange behaviors and character. What does Bergson says about the relationship between laughter and kindness in comedy? Bergson believes laughter in comedy is not kind, it serves to correct behavior. What does Bergson's views of comedy differ from Shakespeare comedy? Bergson excludes the warm, friendly laughter in Shakespearean comedy, which are more joyful and less corrective. What is the criticism of Bergson's view of comedy? Critics says Bergson misses the fun and kind laughter in Shakespeare comedy, which fosters affection rather than correction. Thank you viewers. Thanks for watching this video.